you give a proposal in your book in general, and yet you also have a proposal for the United States. Could you just put out and explain briefly your proposal, or how you would on a practical level bring this idea to the United States, and maybe give a couple minutes about it, and then Zephyr could ask her a question, and then we'll open it up for debate.
I'm not an expert on US politics myself, but what I've been defending in my book is that a lot of our democracies are bicameral democracies. We have two chambers. We have Parliament and we have Senate, or we have House and Congress, and House and Senate. And historically, we have this second chamber. In Belgium, for instance, we got independent in 1830. The first chamber, the Senate, was given to aristocracy to make them accept democracy. It was basically, citizens are going to decide, but you will have your own meeting room. That's the Senate. The question is this distinction still relevant everywhere today? The Belgian Senate today has hardly any function at all anymore. They're basically soul searching for what they could do. And I've been defending the idea that it would be interesting to evolve into a form of democracy where you combine the best of elections with the best of lottery. And a system in which the parliament would still be the chamber with citizens that are elected, like it is today, and where the Senate would be the place where you have citizens drafted by lot. And why would it be a good thing? It would help those who are elected to free themselves from electoral pressure, to free themselves from party pressure, and also to free themselves from the pressure of opinion polls. Rather than looking what opinion polls have been saying about Obamacare, to give just one example, you could ask this random sample of your US population who is sitting in the room next door how they feel about that proposal. How would they deal with it? I mean, rather than having politicians at a very big distance from regular citizens, they would have access to the wisdom of the crowd. They would have access to a proper cross-section of American society that expresses an opinion not just from the gut, but from the brain. And I think that would be a great improvement. And I would be slightly worried if the US would start doing this tomorrow, because you're a bit of a big country. But I would also be worried if the US does not take interest in countries and in cities where this is happening now. I'm traveling to Toronto in 2 days. Toronto is now experimenting with the permanent citizens panel drafted by lot. The city of Madrid in Spain and Gdansk in Poland and Utrecht in Holland have all started to work with lottery, not just as a one shot, but on a permanent basis. So please learn from our mistakes. We are going to make many. We will see how corruption works or how it doesn't work. We are going to make mistakes, but we have the advantage of being small. We are laboratories. Just look at what's happening in Ireland. I think we can all learn from it. And I would be worried if the US would change overnight into a system entirely based on lottery, but I would also be worried if the US kept its democratic procedures as they are today without a willingness to innovate. Innovation is key in all public fields, in science, in scholarship, in sports, in arts, in industry. There seems to be only one realm where innovation is not welcome, and it would be democracy itself. I think that's strange.